Now we here, 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 now we here.
Hello and welcome. I am Lane, a certified life coach and addiction recovery coach, here to teach you manifestation so then you can manifest the life of your dreams. If you are new here, please check out the Dropbox below. You can work with me one-on-one at soulutionscoaching.org, get custom affirmations and all of that. If you could do me the favor of hitting the subscribe button along with the bell icon, that way you're notified anytime I post new videos, and hit that thumbs up button if this video inspires you, so that way it can get pushed out to other people to also be inspired. Today we are going to jump into the topic of manifesting a specific person, but the self-concept around it and why it is so important and how you can kind of embody that self-concept very easily. So, I'm sure in the community you guys have heard of something called mirror work. Okay. This probably isn't new to you. If it is, we're going to dive in a little bit. All that mirror work is you look yourself in a mirror, either in your eyes, or if you're doing appearance changes, you can look at certain body parts and speak love into your body or into your eyes, into your soul. Because the eyes, in my opinion, are the gateway to the soul. So when you do mirror work, you're actually talking to the reflection. That's the way that I look at it anyways, because think about it like this. Everyone is you pushed out. Everyone is your internal reflection of the belief systems you have about society, about yourself, about specific people, and so on and so forth, right? And in each state of consciousness, we have different beliefs that are being reflected back to us. And that's when we embody a new version of self. So then it embodies new beliefs, and then the reflection changes, and we have different perspectives on how our reality is playing out for us. So it makes total sense that when we look into a mirror and we see our reflection, we're actually talking to the external, right? So when I do mirror work, I do it for my self-concept in any area of my life, but I speak loving thoughts to myself and I do it out loud. I am like my biggest cheerleader when it comes to doing mirror work, okay? And I prefer to do you are affirmations instead of I am affirmations. But it doesn't matter which way you go about it, it's still affirming who you are in the end, right? So when you do mirror work, it's shifting instantly. I feel the shift. But it's shifting you instantly into a new state of consciousness because you are speaking into existence who you are now presently. And you'll notice that when you are doing this, you'll feel like normally my body starts getting hot. Normally I start to feel that emotion, that excitement, that empowerment, right? That confidence, that love, that charm, right? I start to feel these things within me, so I can tell right then and there I am shifting. Maybe you might feel in the beginning, all of these emotions come up, almost like what you would consider to be in the community called a purge. You might have all of these emotions coming up and like sadness and start crying and just feel that heaviness kind of wanting to burst open when you shake a bottle, a soda bottle, and you shake it, it just wants to burst open. That's what it might feel like in the beginning of doing mirror work. But as you continue to persist with mirror work and telling yourself, no, this is who I am now, and looking at your body, looking into your eyes, then it's instantly shifted and then reflected back to you. I have never gotten movement so much faster than just doing the mirror work and speaking things into existence with my reflections. Okay? So anytime that I've done mirror work, I do it every single day. But when I really invest a good solid 5 to 10 minutes hyping myself up before I go and do something, or if I'm just having a shitty day, instantly it's reflected back to me. That same day, all of my affirmations that I just spoke to myself are reflected back to me through all different types of people. I've explained multiple times how when I go out, I'm constantly getting hit on or being told that I'm beautiful, and people literally stopping dead in their tracks just to tell me I'm beautiful. And as you can tell, I don't dress up. I don't do anything spectacular. I don't wear makeup. I don't do my hair. I am so low maintenance, and yet people are still reflecting back to me, wow, you're beautiful. You're the most beautiful woman I've ever seen before, and so on, right? So clearly it's not about your looks. It's not about the effort that you put in to, your appearance. If you're dressing up and put, cute clothes on, or if you got all the makeup on, or you do your hair and your nails and so on and so forth. It's not about that. It's your energetic state. And when you do mirror work, it shifts that energetic state. And like I said, it makes total sense when you're talking to your reflection in your 3D is a reflection of you. It makes sense that it's reflected back to you so quickly, right? So I'll give you some examples of how I do mirror work and some things that you could experience afterwards. When I do mirror work, I look myself in my eyes, right? Because I'm not really doing appearance changes. I might have an affirmation or two to, talk about my body, like being healthy, being strong, being fit, in best shape of my life, stuff like that. But my main focus is looking myself in my eyes and just talking genuinely and kindly to myself, almost like I'm talking to someone I am falling head over heels in love with, and I'm like spewing stuff out like a love confession. And I just go with the flow. I got nothing planned. I literally just look myself in my eyes and start going off the top. Okay? So it might sound something like, wow, Lane, you are so amazing. I am so proud of you. I accept you where you are at. You are just so beautiful. You are just so amazing. I am in awe of you. I fall more and more in love with you each and every day. Like, look at you. Look how successful you are. Look at how people show up for you. Look at how people are there for you and got your back. Look at your relationships. Look at your friendships. Everyone's there. Everyone's got you. I've never seen you happier. I've never seen you more in love with life and more in love with yourself. I can't help but fall more in love with you. I can't help but be proud of you, be happy for you, and be your biggest fan. I can't help but to see you as number one. I can't help but to prioritize you and choose you. I know that I will never abandon you again. I will never lead you astray again. I will always be there for you because you are number one. You mean everything to me. Okay? So that's just an example of some stuff that I might say to myself. If I'm manifesting a specific person, if I'm manifesting money or success, or if I'm just manifesting to be magnetic and like attract all different things into my reality. Those are the basic things that I would say to myself every single morning that would consistently get reflected back to me. And even when I first started doing this, it was consistent movement right away. Okay? Because again, I'm talking to my soul. I'm almost talking to myself like God is talking to me through me, right? That's how I look at it. So, when this is going on, you might feel the elevation. Like I said, I get hot. I start, even right now, doing that because I'm looking myself in the phone, right? I started getting hot and, elevated. I can feel my emotions starting to rise and just feel good. Right? I feel that positive energy like flowing through me. I feel the energy starting to shift and like expand, if that makes sense. So you might notice that as well. Again, the other thing that you might notice is other emotions coming up that don't seem so favorable, but you'll notice because you are elevating yourself, because you are talking so highly to yourself and you're shifting states, and that's not this new state is not a dominant state yet. When these negative emotions, quote unquote, negative emotions come up, you might notice that it actually feels like a release. This is when the community calls it a purge. I don't label it that. I just label it as a release, a transition, because when you elevate yourself to higher frequencies, higher timelines, higher vibrations, other stuff needs to be let go and die off, kind of like melt away, because negative emotions, that heaviness is heavy for a reason. It's density. It's dense energy. So when we elevate, we shed those things. We shed that emotion, that old state of consciousness. And it might come up, with tons of emotion. It might come up with crying. It might come up with, stomach cramps or pain. And when I say pain, the pain of stomach cramps and things like that. It might feel a little bit uncomfortable. But you'll notice as you continue to do it, you will feel more and more elevated and feel lighter and lighter. And the reason why that is because you are literally elevating to higher timelines. Timelines are not 1, 2, 3, 4. Timelines are up, right? You're elevating to higher consciousness, higher frequencies, higher vibrations, however the hell you want to word it. You're elevating yourself. So it makes total sense that the shit that you were holding on to, all of this gunk, needs to come up, be cleared out. You're literally cleansing your soul from all the limitations and limiting beliefs that you have held on to, letting that stuff out, and your body is actually transitioning to the new timeline. It also makes total sense, the fact that consciousness, we can go within our mind, right, and picture the things that we want to manifest as if we are already experiencing it. That's a quick, easy thing. I can sit right here and tell you to picture an apple, and that image pops up instantly, right? But in your 3D, it's a little bit more dense because matter is more dense. That the apple didn't appear right in your hand, correct? But it appeared in your mind. So it might take a little bit to feel this shift, but in your body is a physical manifestation of your consciousness. So when you go within your consciousness and you're changing the programming about the way that you believe your identity is, and the things that you say about yourself, and the things that you say about others in like your experience in the mirror, it makes sense that the stuff comes up to be cleared out. So then you can feel it for what it is. It's the old version of you transitioning into the new version. And that dense, stuck energy is getting unstuck, unglued, because that's not who you are anymore. And it begins to shed, right? So then you become lighter, and then you'll notice things begin to manifest a lot quicker for you. The higher in consciousness that you are, because the lighter you are, just like a thought is light energy. I don't mean like light spectrum. I mean like it's not as dense and heavy as a 3D material object or like your body. The thought is a passing thought, right? It's instant. So is states of consciousness. That state that you decide to be in is instant, even though the 3D does not reflect it right then and there. So it might take a little bit for your body to release all of this stuff. Once it's released, you're in higher consciousness already in your mind. Your body is now transitioning and catching up to that new timeline to be the version and match that version that you have been contemplating in your mind. Okay? So you will start to feel lighter and better. You'll have what's considered more positive emotions of happiness, of joy, of relaxation, of harmony, things like that. It happens throughout the process. And usually, my clients have experienced this before, and I had one client that really wanted me to make a video about this, which I've experienced this as well, is when your manifestation is about to come in, you might notice you're doing really, really, really good. Then all of a sudden, you have a bad day, and it's like all of this energy just comes up, and you just feel so heavy, you feel so tired, you feel so uncomfortable. Maybe you're having anxiety, maybe you're crying, and then all of a sudden, that next day or a few days later, you wake up and you feel amazing again. You feel lighter than ever. Well, the reason why that happens is because you've been consistently going from, we'll say, here, where your old dominant state was, and you're jumping to here. Then you might fall back down. And then you're jumping. And then you might fall back down. You're familiarizing yourself with this new higher timeline. So once you consistently do that and you're spending more and more time up here instead of down here, guess what happens? You have to release all of the stuff that was down here to then fully be up here in this timeline. So it's kind of like that last transition period to where then you're just up here. There's no going back anymore unless you decide to go back to that way of thinking. But you won't. But once you're up here, your body has elevated with you. Your body has caught up to that new timeline and is now that version of you, not just internally, externally, it is matched to that new timeline that you have been experiencing internally. So don't fear if you start feeling really yucky all of a sudden when you've been doing really, really good. It's actually a really good thing, because that means your body is releasing all of this stuck energy that was holding you into this old timeline, and you are shifting into the timeline where you have been playing around in your imagination and your body has caught up to it. Because again, matter is more dense, so it takes a little bit longer for our bodies to catch up to that higher vibration, that higher frequency, that higher timeline to elevate with us. Okay? So don't panic, don't worry. But again, the way that I go about doing all of this and really making a change in my self-concept is the mirror work and looking myself in my eyes so then I can jump to higher timelines. For whatever reason, when I look in my eyes, because I have that intention behind it, that I'm literally talking to my soul, or the intention that it's God talking to me through me, and I'm talking to my reflection in the mirror and have the understanding that all of my reality and all the people in it are also my reflection. So I coordinate the two together, and of course it gets reflected back to me so quickly because I'm literally talking to the reflection. So hopefully this video was helpful. If you could do me that favor of hitting the subscribe button along with the bell icon and that thumbs up button, that way it can get pushed out, because I know a lot of people had questions about, purging different emotions or what mirror work is. It's not devil's work or anything crazy like that. It's literally just saying kind things to yourself that we should be doing anyways. It's a good way to speak it into existence and help you feel good about yourself. And again, you don't have to look yourself in your eyes. If you are manifesting like appearance changes or weight loss, talk to those areas in your body and speak lovingly to them as if it's already the way that you want it to be. Like, oh, my stomach is so flat. Oh my God, look at my abs. They look so amazing. Or you could do the you are affirmations of, you have such a flat stomach. Oh my God, it took you no time at all. And look at you, you already got abs. Whatever it is that you're manifesting, right? Talk to yourself to that body part and speak love into it. It will transition. Stop hating on yourself. Stop talking negatively to yourself, because you have to be your biggest fan, your biggest cheerleader to win in this game. Put you as number one, and everyone else will put you as number one as well. So as always, guys, thank you for being here. You got this.
Hey, bottom, hey.